Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Anything But, the show that has celebrities talk about anything but the thing that makes them famous. Tonight we have host of NBC Sports Chicago Bears Under Center podcast, Flippin' Friends, the That Davis Show, and co-owner of We Are Regal Radio.com. Tonight's special guest on Anything But is none other than Kenneth Davis. Welcome to the show, Ken. And are you ready to talk about anything but the Chicago Bears?
For sure, but I'm not a celebrity. Let me lead with that. I'm not a celebrity.
I mean, you are a celebrity, sir. You are. Okay. I listen to you weekly. I've seen you on TV multiple times. Like you gotta claim your celebrity status, sir.
Take it in, Ken.
I'm good. I'm good off that. You don't want that, Ken. Nobody wants that, Ken. All right. But I'm ready, JD.
Okay. So basically, I'll break it down for everybody who hasn't seen this before. We have a set of interesting, diverse, unique questions that we're going to ask Ken that will give him an opportunity to show who he is as a person outside of all the things that make him famous. So if you like the show, if you like what we're doing on here, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, so that you don't miss any of our shows or our live streams. Ken, your comments from the show before was amazing. So I everybody who's watching this right now, please go back and watch the live stream where we talked about relationships. So with that being said, we'll jump into anything but. So I'll go ahead and ask the first question. If you got into a fist fight, sir, with some random who just walked up to you on the street and you had somebody from the various different things you do, the Under Center podcast, the That Davis Show, who would you want to fight alongside you, sir?
All right, so I guess Under Center, Tony Gill, producer over at NBC Chicago, has been
who we had on the show.
You had Tony on the show? I didn't know you had.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, so Tony has been my brother for years now. So I know he would give it his all, but Eric Strobel, and we haven't had the opportunity due to the pandemic to physically be in the same place with one another, but clearly I know he's a large male. He may be able to back me up in the ways that I need to back up. And then you have Adam Hogue. Adam seems scrappy. It's AF. Can y'all curse on here? I didn't want to come on here and be disrespecting y'all.
First show, we can't curse. This one, you say whatever the fuck you want to say.
Yeah.
All right.
Big facts.
Scrappy is
I didn't hear shit what you just said just then.
All right. So I would say probably I would lead off with Tony and then Eric from Under Center podcast is who I would lead off with.
Okay. I can respect that. I mean, I look around this room of my friends and I don't really know if I want to pick any of y'all, but
we got Johnny D. Johnny D ain't knocking MFers out.
No, actually, I would pick these guys. They would go to bat for me. I was just kind of fucking with everybody. I can think of a time.
Jeff got the fisherman's cap on, but he seemed like he'd stab a man in the second if need be.
Yeah, I'm one of them cats that I'm a real nice guy, but you cross me.
You seem Shank worthy, Jeff. Like, Shank worthy, like, for real.
I can think of a time. I hope this ain't too much putting this out there, Johnny Dangerous, but me and you and the DR almost got into a scrap once.
Not a DR scrap, not a Dominican Republic scrap, not a foreign caper scrap.
Oh man, yeah. It was a thing. People was something different out there, but we're gonna move on. This is about you, sir. This is about you.
I've been in the DR. I like Dominican store. Was it some racism? What was going on down there?
Nah, man.
Okay.
Nah.
Some of those Euros come over there and they feel a certain kind of way about themselves when you.
It was it's just people hating, and I mean, like I get it, I understand. We was out there living our best life, so I guess that brings some hateration with it. But
was it the locals or somebody else that was on the resort or something?
No, it was some locals. It was some locals. So I understood it. I
know we disrespected locals, but we didn't get into it with them. We just ran through their hood disrespecting like it was nothing.
I wouldn't say that we blatantly disrespected. We just by proxy disrespected because we had we have some benefits that monetarily that they probably didn't have. But this ain't about us. This ain't about us.
Yeah.
I interview people. You know, it happens. It happens.
All right, let's go to Dave. What you got, sir?
All right, Cam, let me ask you here. Who was your biggest celebrity crush as a kid?
All right, so I had to really think about this because it's so hard to really go back and think. I would have to lead off with Tatiana Ali.
Oh,
when I was a kid.
Good choice. Good
a little bit also Stacey Dash from Moving with Richard Pryor. All right.
Wow.
And maybe like
era.
You got to be a certain era. You know what I'm saying? That was I would say that would probably encapsulate it because I don't know how old I was when like Topanga was on Boy Meets World. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know if I was still a teenager or whatever, but like stuff like that probably was the vibes and all. You know, you used to have all of the Megan Gomez's and all. You know, saying the sisters on those shows who I had an affinity for. But Tatiana Ali, because I didn't know that Hillary was bad. Because I was a kid and I wasn't really always looking to like the fully developed people. But when I crossed over and the Fresh Prince was still coming on, I was like, damn, Hillary. But Tatiana Ali was basically my flavor.
I gotta ask though, you said Stacey Dash. So are you taking Stacey Dash now?
Hell no, I'm not taking Stacey Dash.
Hey, I got
it. Stacey Dash would help them hold me down while they beat upon me or what. Like, I said moving. You see, I said Stacey Dash Moving with Richard Pryor. That was when I really was like, oh, who? And I mean, I was young when that movie came out, like probably like 88 or something.
Yeah,
like
87,
like,
88.
Yeah. So I mean, I wasn't even in double digits.
She's asked for forgiveness. She wants the black community back.
You can't. I'll tell you this too. I can't. I'll listen to it, but I can't compartmentalize. Kanye. I can't because I'll say this real quick. I think all of us. And I don't know where you guys grew up. I grew up here in Chicago when I was a teenager until when I was in my early 20s. The cops used to pull me over like it was some type of festival or something. And when you make it seem okay that this type of stuff happens and then you embolden racism in these ways, and I've been treated really nice by some white cops and black cops, but it's just something you shouldn't play with. So it's hard for me to compartmentalize your art from you doing stuff that can harm young black kids because I've been in that situation and I just don't play when it comes to people like that.
So basically saying that she's ugly right now, but she was fine back in the day.
Well, first of all, I shouldn't say she's ugly. She hasn't been attracted to me since before she came
on
out.
The inside.
No. I'll say no. Physically, I haven't found her as attractive. And again, I'm sure in my old age, she may not find me attractive, but also we grow older. You're not as sexy as what you once.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, there's people who you look at them through a different lens as you get older.
Listen, some people it's different. Older Patti LaBelle to me looks better than the younger Patti LaBelle. Now I can say the same about Angela Bassett. I don't know what it is about Angela Bassett. I like Angela Bassett from the last decade actually a little bit more than I like her from the
Boys in the Hood. Yeah.
Like I like something about her now. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
So, but still, when it comes to Stacey Dash. Physically, age has hit her, so I don't want to diss it. But like you're saying, listen, your karma, your attitude, it reflects in your beautifulness. Like you said, are you nasty on the inside? Like that's if someone who is really nice on the inside, it radiates. It's just the truth. Absolutely. They can be a person that a lot of people may not find attractive. That doesn't mean that you will be with them, but you will gravitate to them because you like the vibes.
I agree. Hey, real quick, Topanga. Back in my military days.
You already know.
Days. I'm well traveled, right? Me and my buddy drove down to Arizona to hang out with another buddy of mine. And we hit up this club called The Library in Arizona. I forget what actual area it was in, but man, we in there, we getting it in, we drinking 151, slamming it. See this chick on top of the bar. Dancing, kicking over glasses. She got on a schoolgirl outfit. I'm like, damn. I mean, she just grinding. Dude, I get a little closer just to get a better view. Even though I have big eyes, I have to get a little closer just to see. Guess who was on that bar getting it in? Topanga, man. Yeah.
Wow, that is legendary to say the least.
Man, that was wild. Yeah, she ain't had no drugs on either.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Now you took it to a level that now I was envious, but now I'm uber jealous Like,
Bro.
I am screenshotting this timestamp here, 156.
Oh my goodness.
I can't listen. I can't, due to the things that I do now, I can't even dive deeper into that.
Right. Keep it there. That's that on that.
The Wild Adventures of Johnny Dangerous. That was one of them, man. Yeah.
Speaking of Wild Adventures, John, you might as well go ahead and do the next question, sir.
Yeah.
Might as well, huh?
Yep.
Ken, who is the most interesting person that you have ever met?
This is the hardest question. I did everything else. All these questions just dang. I had to come back. I went and looked at people I interviewed, and that doesn't mean that I had to interview them to meet them. I don't really have the answer to this, but I did come up with a couple answers. I'm gonna go off top and say Craig Hodges, former Chicago Bull, and then Stevie Valles, executive director of the Chicago Action Fund. And these were two people that were doing it for the people. And it's someone who sacrifices for themselves and does stuff for the people. I admire that. So even if some celebrities that I've met, and that's not to mean that at the tons of people that I've interviewed, I mean, no type of slight to you that you weren't interesting at all, because I appreciate people taking the time out to allow me and even my former partner when I was in a group to interview all these people. But I would say people that do the sacrifice and do the work, the good work, you know what I'm saying, are the people that I'm most interested in, because it's something that I would like to do. And I've done things, but I haven't fully committed to doing things. So I admire those people.
Absolutely. Great answer, man.
Yeah,
I met Craig Hodges once before too.
You're a real one.
He was dancing on the bar too, wasn't he?
Don't you disrespect JD, don't you disrespect Craig Hodges. Don't you disrespect
Craig is
Hodges.
thorough. Craig is thorough, man.
He is so down to earth, very humble guy, man. We were conversing probably for about 5 minutes before I realized who he was. I said, man, you look so down. He actually lives in the suburbs of Chicago. Olympia Field. He's catching the train.
I've had the luck of talking to him several times. Loves his people. Loves his people, and I mean, people that love their people, and particularly my people, I love them back.
Absolutely. Yo. No doubt.
All right, Jeff, on you, sir.
Yes, sir. Who is most responsible for making you the person that you are today?
My grandmother,
Okay.
Pauline Keaton, my grand aunt, Mary Washington, and my father are the most important people. They were all these people from Alabama, and my father had me when he was 35, so he was an older dad. So I'm kind of older than my age to a certain degree, because I grew up in a house with these old Southern people, you know what I'm saying? But they are the reason that they brought the calm to my city ratchetness, that if I didn't have it, I probably would be in jail. Or have been in jail, I should say. I probably would have been out by now.
Yeah,
that's real, man.
Yeah, that's great that you had those influences like that to keep you on the straight and narrow.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to let them down too. That was the large thing was, even when I got in trouble, I wouldn't let them know. I remember this one time, this cop pulled me over and I started talking spicy, and he took me in, and he was like, "You gonna call your family?" I'm like, "I'm not calling nobody. You gonna let me go in the morning? I'm just gonna tell them I spent the night at somebody's house." And I remember this girl came to the police station, and she was like, "Just go over there and fake like you're gonna call him, and he's gonna let you go." And I went and faked, and the cop let me go or whatever. But I didn't. I remember my father talking about my great grandmother, Daisy Washington, and because my great grandmother raised my dad. Like, it's funny, my grandmother kind of was my mother. My great grandmother was my father's mother, because my grandmother was moving around with her second husband, who was in the military, and my father was in Alabama with her and my great grandfather. And he told me he didn't want to let Daisy down. And the same thing with my grandmother. I didn't want to really, so even if I was doing something I wasn't supposed to do, I didn't let it really come back to the house, because I didn't want them to feel like I was letting them down.
I think having those multiple generations in the household is one of the things that's lacking with totally agree. Families and relationships with young adults these days anyway, man. And I know I can speak for myself, and I knew that I grew up in a house where, I had my mom and my dad with me and my sister, but right next door to me was my grandma. The other side of that house was my aunt. So it was like, those types of relationships between family members are rare these days. And I think that, you know, especially in our community, I think our community suffers because of that.
I'll say this too, to piggyback on that. Another problem is older people don't want to be older people. So, you know, a lot of people don't want to be called grandma. And I'm not even putting on the name of grandma, but the actions of grandma.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like a lot of people, regardless of, even if you still have those other generations, they're still too busy trying to live their life. And that's not to say you shouldn't live your life, but like, I don't know. I don't get it because I was raised by people from the South. So I know that I have to serve. So I know that, for instance, like, I'm never, my job in my life is never to spend, I mean, of course I can spend a night out, but I mean, if I was traveling, but never like to spend a night out away from my kids. Like and again, I'm not dissing anybody that's not in the house with their kids, but I have to be, you know what I'm saying? Because it just feels like the code, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, and they could be 70 years old, aren't living by the code.
Man, that's so true.
Yeah.
True. That's because grandma's now like 29 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Right. She want to throw it back in the circle.
She want to throw she want to outdo her daughter.
What you sure say? I seen her mama hold her baby, put her hand on her car. I forgot that little John song from back in the day. Like, you know, grandma's a freaky. Listen, we've all dealt with a freaky grandma in our life or two that was in her 40s or something like that.
No comment.
Everybody got real quiet.
Yeah. that might be a dark show conversation we might have to have here.
We had to broach that topic.
Yep, we can go to that one too. Just not on this show, and preferably one where I'm not on too. So,
anything but, right?
Anything but that.
Emphasis on the. Oh, let me stop.
All right, Dave, it's on you, sir, man.
Okay, you in the lottery, Ken. What's the most ridiculous thing that you're gonna buy?
Probably a homestead off the grid.
Off the grid.
Yeah, like I mean, because if I win the lottery, I can make sure that it's fully powered. You know, I got solar, I got wind, hopefully I have a well that's not poisoned by fracking. I want someplace. I want someplace that in case the bomb hit, but my team is secure. Also, just in case, I don't want to be controlled. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't want on us here.
I didn't hear you. What you say?
You can go incel on us here.
No, it wouldn't be. I would still. Look, I also put Villa. Also put Villa here too. It'd be one of my spots, but it still would be that I have my spot in case it gets real randy out here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, like, I want that. I want my own piece of land that no agency is providing me with anything. I don't have to answer to anybody, and I'm totally self-sufficient.
I can dig that.
It's a wonderful answer to that question.
That is, man. That makes me kind of want to change my answer. I was just gonna say I want a house with a pool.
Controlled by the man,
right? And in the man's water.
Would you go to Africa and buy a piece of land where Akon's building that city? He's building Akon world. You know what?
Every time I mention that to my friends, they tell me not to trust it. I would own land. I would own some land in Africa, but see, the only thing about that is my familiarity with the governments, with wherever I am, who's the man, Akon. Do what exactly? So how do I have to placate to Akon, right? And then how long does that protection last, right? Yeah, like, and the last thing, listen, I don't want to get. I have many friends that are first generation Africans. My first best friends, like 2 doors down, were Nigerian. Like I had a lot of Nigerian friends and some Ghana friends and some Asian friends growing up, but I ain't trying to get machete. All right, it's just facts. You
don't want to be
facts. They wield those machetes in a different path. They wield those machetes in a different, just like the feet game from soccer. Like you know how we grow up. You know, you come up on a cat that's playing some soccer. You gotta change your whole format on defense. All right, because his feet game is totally different from what you used to.
Oh man, yeah. I don't trust anybody with the name Akon in their name. name. I mean, he a Khan to begin with.
Hey, Khan.
Khan with a K.
Right.
He got his own crypto coming out too, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's gonna be
I ain't buying it.
That's gonna be part of the currency in Africa.
Wow.
Man, he got a lot of big ideas, man. I really hope that he's successful.
2025. The city's going live in 2025.
Yeah.
And Akon, if you watch it, we can have you on anything but, so you can't talk about your city.
Or your music.
Right. Or your music. All right, who's up next? Oh, it's me. Who or where would you haunt if you were a ghost, Ken?
This is a difficult one. Someplace close to water. All right. I don't like being landlocked. I gotta use one of these midland oceans that we got in our backyard. Or on the coast, but the problem is this with this, because I'm trying to stick to exactly what you're asking in this question. Haunt gives off the messaging that it's like I'm messing with living people vibes, right? So I would say my kids or grandkids if I wasn't like some type of poltergeist or something, right? But it feels like you making me into a poltergeist. So I would say I would probably haunt some racist people who live next to large bodies of water.
Some get back.
And then like I could haunt them, and then I could go watch the sun come out and then be like, all right, I'm about to go haunt their asses some more. Like, it would probably be a situation like that if I had. But if it wasn't like I was a specter or a poltergeist, I would want to be able to protect my kids and my grandkids.
Hey,
See, that's go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, kid. And the folks be like, "Hey, it's a good day to get out here, Jasper. Go skinny dipping." They get in the water. Can't be the choke.
Yeah, you wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want that type of smoke right there. But if I'm a poltergeist, I'm probably gonna haunt some racist people. I mean, I'm gonna mess some racist people up probably.
Jasper, don't go in those damn waters.
I'll protect my own.
Oh my God.
Or maybe it's like you know what? That's such a deep conversation. I would want to say maybe a police department, but then it's like I'm letting young brothers off. I may want to just haunt like up and down the annals of Stony Island and protect the east side from something.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different.
So then you'll be Candyman.
Yes. Skin folk can catch that haunting too if they just doing a disservice to us.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of people that I would probably want to haunt, given the abilities to haunt someone.
I'd be a freaky ghost, straight up.
Hey,
no,
man,
you a rapist ghost?
Yeah, I'm about to say you gotta be careful with that, man.
Hey, he got that from Scary Movie too.
Just like I'm gonna be out here straight taking it. Like no,
Like, oh my God, it's cold. It's cold. Yeah, that's me.
Hey, look.
Oh,
Ghost, I
man.
swear you can have it as long as you just wait 90 days.
90 nights.
90 nights.
That sounds like a movie.
I know, right?
Movie
92
right there.
days go by, you Freddy Krueger. You lied to me.
Oh man,
Oh,
like
goodness.
we skip. I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, we
No,
did
you
skip
go-
the
you go
question.
ahead.
We skipped the question.
Yes.
Oh, my bad, my bad, my
Yeah,
bad.
I got
Oh,
one.
you don't do my dude Jeff like that.
My
Jeff.
bad.
Yeah,
Can't do my dude Jeff like
You
that.
shank you, boy.
Where's my
Catch your ass in the child line, put you down in the dirt.
Down in the dirt.
out of the dirt? All right. Oh man, what we got here? If you could be in any movie or TV show, what would you be in?
My first thought would have to be something action, and I go through thinking about all these action movies. It'd probably be something in Marvel, or if it was a TV show, it'd be like Get Up or Highly Questionable.
Oh, okay.
Like that will be
Cover the
that
whole
would I would
gamut.
love to do. I would love to do one of those type of shows. But if I was acting, I would want to start off doing some action stuff.
Yeah.
It just seemed like it's live. I want to do
Yeah.
the live stuff, and
Yeah.
it seem like they make a lot of money too. I like money, and a little bit.
Oh yeah. Any of those franchises, man. You be attached to one of those. You set.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If you could somehow find yourself in a Marvel movie, you might be able to, parlay that into the next 15 years of movies. So
Exactly.
I mean, that's the way to go about doing it right there.
Exactly.
I mean, but you wouldn't want to go back to co-star in that movie with Stacey Dash?
you can't like again. Listen, I don't want to take away from anybody and their views of anything, but when it gets to the point where you are playing up something just to make somebody else like you, it's very dangerous to me. I mean, because I feel like over the past 4 years, regardless of what side of the aisle you're on, you got to be honest with knowing that a lot of mess has been emboldened, and us being at the bottom, you know, this emboldening some people is a lot more dangerous to us than it is for a lot of other people.
Yeah.
So when skin folk do stuff like that, I just don't play around with it. And I'm not paramilitant Davis, you know what I'm saying? But there's nothing wrong with loving my people. And there's nothing wrong with saying that somebody shouldn't be putting my people in. Not me as much now compared to when I was younger, but I worry about these young people. And so that's just, I don't, with her doing that, I just don't play those type of games. And maybe I should be more forgiving, but at this point, I'm not.
I feel it. And I think we've come to our marquee question of the night, which always goes to Mr. Johnny Dangerous and his Morpheus impression. And I think this is a different blue pill and red pill question than the one that we were discussing earlier. But go ahead, take it away, John.
All right, Ken, you ready for this, man? I'm gonna give you my little low high budget version of Morpheus here. Okay, Ken, the blue pill or the red pill? The blue pill allows you to change one thing from your past, and the red pill allows you to alter one thing in the future. Which one and what would be the change?
All right. So my initial reaction, one, I don't want to change anything that happens in my past because it got me here. I feel like if I alter my past, I may not get the same exact 2 kids. Not to say that my kids aren't flawed, but I love these 2 kids. I don't want anybody else's kids or another version of my kids. You know what I'm saying? I want these 2 kids because even if sometimes they get on my nerves, they're mine, and I don't want to change that. You know what I'm saying? And their mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, just I wouldn't want to alter that because I feel like that I've been fortunate in that. Also, going in the past, I could say that I would want to bring my dad back. I was very close with my father. I actually found him when he passed. But then I would have to go through losing him again. I thought this for like 20 years. Like, I don't think I would really want to do that because I don't necessarily know how long my dad would live if I brought him back. So it's one of those things. It's like, I brought your ass back and your dad 3 years later. Like, even though I would have those 3 years, it was like, it took me so long. I didn't even know the cloud that I was under. I was functioning, but I didn't know the cloud that I was under from my father passing. Right. So again, I wouldn't really want to do the red pill. But the blue pill, I mean, it sounds good to me, the blue pill, as far as changing my future and being able to everything's about setting your family up. But I'll say this, and really thinking about it. Last year, my younger brother passed from cancer. And he has a 11-year-old, a 3-year-old, or maybe a 3 and a 2-year-old, but a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old. I would, even if it's not what I would do for myself, I would definitely take the red pill to bring my little brother back for his family.
Blessings, man.
Yeah, blessings and condolences, brother.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, man. You know what's crazy about life is that our experiences, good and bad, is what forges us into the people we are today.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so glad that you highlighted the fact that because of your experiences and your children and life, you are who you are today, and you respect that, you love that, and you appreciate that. And I think a lot of people need to understand that no matter where they are in life, their experiences are what's got them or what's brought them to where they are today. And if people can just hold on to that and realize that and learn to love themselves, I mean, man, you know, tomorrow's another day. You know what I'm saying? A day to improve, a day to get better. You know, so man, that's beautiful. Thanks for sharing that, brother.
I appreciate everything you saying that. That's facts, man. That's facts. Everything you said is facts.
Yeah, for sure. Jay Dizzle, you on mute, bro?
Oh.
There we go.
There we go. All right, man. That was super amateur. Okay. So basically, we're gonna end the show right now. And Ken, man, it has been an honor to have you on the show, bro, and to have you on for the extended show to hear your views on our past topic that we talked about with relationships, and to have you go through the gamut of questions that we threw at you on anything but. You handled them all like a champ. I don't know if anybody else will be able to do it as good as you did, but if you had to suggest or call out one of your peeps to be on here, who would you call out, sir?
Well, initially, I wrote down Tony Gill, which you told me he's been on here already.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
Mm-hmm. Had a blast.
Yeah. And then I thought about a couple other people, but after I started watching this show, the only person that I could say for sure, it's two people. Let me say it's two people. You got to go in this order if you can go in this order. It's definitely my former co-host from Dia Davis, DeMond Spurl, because you guys are going to have so much fun with him if you bring him on here. If you think you had a good time with me, you're going to have a good time with him.
Okay.
Because he fits with this. Because I wonder, like, it was funny watching y'all. I was like, man, Herbie brought me into this. And it's like, oh, Herbie, no, you with the fuck shit, right? So you always down for. So I would say, because with relationship stuff, with whatever, but my former co-host Maz, you guys would definitely have a great time with him. And also, I'll say this person too, perhaps Brandon Pope from the CW Chicago.
Hmm.
All right.
Okay.
So,
all right. Yeah. Hook it up. Make it happen. Just pass the word along, you know.
Okay. I guess that's how this works here. Because I got a text. It was funny. I woke up and I thought it was 1. I woke up foggy-eyed, and I looked at the box of the cable box. I'm like, it's 1. And I look at my phone, and Herbie DM'd me. He's like, I mentioned you on this show. I'm like, damn, it's 1 o'clock. I'm like, no, it's 11. I was like, cool, Herbie, fine. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And then, JD, you hit me the next day. But I'm not always on my Twitter, so don't think it's like I'm not paying attention.
No doubt.
I'm not missing social media like that, you know what I'm saying, necessarily. But, yeah, I'll definitely let them know, you know what I'm saying, that, you know what I'm saying, I mentioned them, and that this is fun times, and to come and join you brothers and kick it up and toast it up.
Thank you,
man. Much love. We really appreciate you for coming on and vibing with us, like we said before, man. Now's your opportunity to drop everything you got going on right now, so that everybody watching can follow your social medias and know exactly how to get in contact with you and be able to see everything that you got going on. So go ahead.
All right. So definitely check out that Davis show. Some of you may have seen it during the chat. You know what I'm saying? That's my independent show. Also The Flip, but we don't do that as often. It's somewhat similar to this, but we don't do that one as often. But definitely Under Center podcast for NBC Sports, especially with the football season kicking off with the Bears.
Yeah.
I guess a couple weeks ago, I interviewed Matt Nagy, and a lot of people ran with it. But
great interview.
I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But those are the places. You can follow me at That's Davis. You can find my podcast anywhere where podcasts can be found. Definitely, I always appreciate it. And, I always in the show saying, don't do nothing stupid till you hear from us again.
Man, yeah. Like I said earlier, man, amazing having you on.
I appreciate it.
This has been anything but. You are watching Jump Off Live. You can find us every Wednesday, 8 p.m. till whenever at this point, on YouTube, also on Zingo TV app, channel 250, I believe it is. You can follow us on all social media platforms by searching for Jump Off Live. And that's pretty much it. So for JD, Johnny Dangerous, that dude named Dave, and what's the other guy over there? Jeff. Oh, yeah, Jeff Blacksmith. This is anything but. And much love to you, Ken, for rocking with us, sir.
Back at all of you.